open it up, how have you, like Columbus, however you like him, getting settled in with this team?
Yeah, integrated very well. Preseason was smooth, and it's been great.
How, you've been kind of everywhere. How does the approach, I guess, change, or what have you found as a good approach to kind of assimilate into a group for you?
Obviously the first thing is just earning the respect of the guys in the locker room. That's the most important thing. Getting to understand the culture of the club, the way the guys flow, what the coaching staffs demand. And at this point in my career, it's all part of it, and pretty easy, to be fair.
Do you find it, because you've been around in the league and guys know you, have played against you, that it can be easier for you to go into almost the leadership group of any team you come into?
Yeah, I think the longer you've been in the league, the more guys you know, the more experience you have. Your role changes. More is expected of you. The earlier you find yourself at a club. So I think it's all part of the experience.
Going to this game tomorrow specifically, is this a good opportunity to get some guys, even some younger guys, see what they're like and what's probably going to be a pretty intense atmosphere?
Yeah, Open Cup games are always intense. Obviously, they're do or die. Obviously, there's a lot on the line, so everybody's very much up for the task and ready to prove to everybody, especially within the club, what we can do.
Could we move his mic just a little closer to him? It's a little low. Thank you.
What has been your experience throughout your career with Open Cup? You kind of touched on how it is, but some clubs view it more importantly than others. How do you kind of see this competition from a guy who's been through it a number of times?
Yeah, it's a trophy, it's a title that's just as important as all the other ones. Obviously it's a different beast because it comes, at the midst of the season, during everything else, but it's definitely a trophy that's very important, and I feel like clubs always say that it's not important until the later stages. So it's definitely one of those tournaments and trophies that all clubs are looking to win.
How far, I don't know off the top of my head, how far have you made it in Open Cup in the past?
Won it twice.
You won it, okay. I thought you made deep runs. What does it take to balance MLS play, Open Cup play? Obviously, sometimes in the earlier rounds we see younger guys, but as you said, as it gets further down, teams take it a bit more seriously. What does it take to make a deep run, or in your case, having won it, what does it take to do that?
It takes a deep roster. It takes a group full of committed professionals. All things that we have at this club. So I don't see why we can't make a good run, but it all starts tomorrow.
Just from a veteran perspective, the team these last 3 games, obviously the performances have been better than what the results have shown. Caleb's been very clear with us about that. Just from somebody who's been through rough stretches in the past, what's kind of your message to teammates, especially some of the younger guys that are involved, to kind of get through this and come out on the other side?
Just to stay positive. You just look at the table. We're right in the thick of things, and to be frank, it's April. So just stay positive, to continue to chip away, and to make sure that we're in the conversation come September.
And is it easier? As you said, it's April. So does that make it easier to deal with something like this than if it's happening in middle of July and maybe there aren't as many points to be grabbed later in the year? You still have time, I guess, to turn things around.
Yeah, it depends, because it's elusive as well. You don't want to become complacent and continue to kick the can down the road. But our league is about ebbs and flows. Nobody really goes on 12-game winning streaks in our league. It's almost never heard of. So it's always been about being able to have high lows and low highs, and to be able to just kind of ride the wave and then peak at the right time.
Darlington made a similar point about staying positive after this past game, and more so saying, the performances have been good, and that kind of gives him some hope that there's some light here close to the end of the tunnel. I know it's early and all that, but do the performances, not that it's an excuse at all, but do the performances, you see that as kind of just, okay, you're right there except for a couple things. Not to kind of stay the same, but it's not, you gotta blow something up and change a lot.
Yeah, obviously the way that we're playing in general is it leaves us in a situation where we have a lot of positives to take out of what we're dealing with here. So like I said, I think it's about just keeping things into perspective and to be able to just kind of chip away, continue to work hard in training, continue to do the little things right, and then when you typically do that in this league, you find yourself in a good position toward the later parts of the season. But we'll see how it goes.
Jake was asking you just more general questions. Have you been able to settle into Columbus much and see the city? And if so,
Yeah.
what are some places you've been out?
Yeah, I've been able to settle in well. It obviously takes a while to get your house set up
Yeah.
and to figure all that stuff out. But I'm comfortable now, and it feels like home now, which is a great feeling.
Awesome.
Thanks, man, appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.